Good morning, everybody. SoCalsabre here, Bill Thornton, and it is Sunday morning, November 28th, and it's time for my monthly channel wrap up. I hope this finds all of you having a nice Thanksgiving weekend, watching a lot of sports. I know I did. Not too much today because I'm getting a little bit of a break because the Bills played Thursday, the Sabres played Friday and Saturday, and then a lot of college football. So okay, and I would like to thank all of you for subscribing. Our channel is up to 382 as of this morning, and that's good. At least kind of gives me a good feeling that maybe I'm putting out stuff that people like to see. Anyway, if you like what you hear or see, go down and hit that like button. If you haven't done so yet, subscribe and push it up out into your social media channels. Okay, what videos in November? Was down quite a bit, which I kind of predicted. There was 11 counting this one. I did one on Extra Life and a couple on Tower 3D Pro. I did Fast Drive Football, Strat-O-Matic Basketball, Holland 44, a couple of them, and I did a quick look at Legendary Aliens, Legendary Encounters Aliens. So that was the video wrap up. Now for the games that I played. The Extra Life Marathon went real well. Throughout the 24-hour marathon hosted at my house, 12 different team members showed up, came back, showed up, and 7 stayed the whole 24 hours, but only five of us stayed awake. The old man did manage to stay awake the whole entire night, and I'll tell you why. We were preoccupied with something. We always have challenges for the team every year because we do board games and video games and whatever. The video game challenge this year was for the video players to get through the campaign of the newly released Call of Duty Vanguard, which they did in about 6 to 7 hours. They take turns playing it. Then we on the board games, 4 what I would call newbies that never played it before played Lost Ruins of Arnak. I had to monitor and help them walk them through that and everything. And it took them quite a long time, but they thoroughly enjoyed it. The big challenge, though, for the board games for this thing was to try to get through Pandemic Season Legacy 1. None of us have ever played it before. We played Pandemic, but not any of the legacies. And I'm going to tell you, I know now why it's been rated number 2 on Board Game Geek for a long, long time. And it is really, really good. I think we had 8 players that played in and out, changing, taking turns in that. And I don't know how many games we played, something like 16. But the big thing that was really neat about this is every time you played a game, and you finished it, and you started playing another game, it was different, which refreshed it, which kept it going and everything. Different, why? Because sometimes cards get torn up, other times there's new rules they could put into the rule book, new cards on your stickers on your player cards. Really, really a lot of fun. Unfortunately, we didn't make it. We were in the morning, the AM session, I believe, of December when the 24th hour hit. So we were pretty tired because we had played all night long. So we gave up. We had lost. We gave up. But if you ever looking for something for the family, and not play like we did 24 hours, but maybe you set it up, you play a season or a day or two, and then you put it away for a day or two because the setup's not that bad. I recommend it. And then, then the that was it as far as the games go. They played a lot of different video games and a lot of different card games, and on 3DS, and on Switches, and Xbox 360. During November, of course, I also played my Superstar Baseball with my friends. Played Strat-O-Matic Basketball, which you've been seeing a few reviews on. I only did the last quarter because it takes a long time to play basketball and football games, and so I only do the last period in the basketball games. I'm in the 4th game now on the table right now, and New Orleans is at Boston. New Orleans is trailing 41-53 at halftime. It looks like going to be another home team win. This will be 4 in a row with no visitors. And Holland Fast Drive Football, I did play that. It was kind of surprising and kind of refreshing in a way for the game, but kind of surprising, as you probably if you watched it, what the results of the Super Bowl were. The Bills lost again, and so that was what they did in 1990. And then I've got Holland 44 on the table. I unboxed it. I'm learning that. I'm taking a long time with that one, and I've done 2 after action reports. I'm about ready to start turn number 5 today. If I get to it, I'm kind of going to take things a little bit easier. I played shootout hockey right at the beginning of the month. And on the table right now, I have Imperial Settlers, Empires of the North. This is not a new game to me. I have played, but it is a new that I'm going to be playing using the solo rules. I've played 1 or 2 games. I'm probably going to give you a solo playthrough because it doesn't take too long, just so that you can see what it's like. It's a fun game, challenging. So again, go down there and hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and let's push it out into the social media channel, and let's get this channel growing even more. Okay, videos that I have in mind, like everything's subject to change. Of course, there'll be a couple Tower 3D Pros, the old air traffic controller, keeping it close to his heart. Strat-O-Matic basketball, you're probably going to get at least 1 more, because at this point in time, I'm thinking 5 games of basketball because it takes a long time. That's, it takes like 3 hours to play 1 game. In shootout hockey, I should be able to play. I could play a ton of games in that time. But anyway, and same with fast drive football. Anyway, then I'll be moving over to football. I don't know which one yet, and so if you have a recommendation, one you'd like to see me, I have several different ones. Hit me up. I'm down there below. In fact, hit me up down below if there's anything in any type of that you want me to do. I've had a couple recommendations in the last few months of what I accomplished, but I really like that when people ask me, hey, take a look at doing this and that. Holland 44, Empires of the North, which I just talked to you about. Then the one I did when COVID started, now I'm talking about January or February, somewhere in there of 2020. I decided that I was going to do a complete review, and listen to all of my vinyl LPs. Well, it got off running real fast, but in the last months it's kind of slowed down. And I already did. There's one video out there where I did my favorites out of the first 100. I've now listened to the next 75, and I'm going to do a second one in my favorites out of those ones. What I'm hoping to do is, by the time it's all over, I'll get those ones that have been picked out of each section, put them together, and pick out my favorite. So, music lovers, watch for that one out there. That's going to take me a little while to put together, going through my notes, because I do make notes every time I listen to an LP of what, whether I liked it or didn't like it, or whether it should be considered as one of the best. And then, like I said, football, to be determined. Okay, what do we got going? Oh yeah, personnel. I'm doing personal stuff. I'm doing well health-wise. I'm staying safe. As you people know, I can catch things very easy, as proven by having to wear multiple alert bracelets. And so, that virus is still out there running around now. It looks like it's coming back again for another shot at us. So I've been being very careful. My son-in-law was over this morning. We got to chat for a little bit, so that was real nice. And let's see. Let's talk about my pro bet teams that I follow. Okay, the Bills. Well, everybody knows they've had a little bit of a stumble, and they find themselves now in second place behind New England. They were one of the teams that were picked by a lot of people to be the AFC representative in the Super Bowl this year. Well, they got a big road to climb in order to be able to do that. They just come off a nice win against New Orleans. And it was the first time this year that I saw them come in with a game plan with a running game plan. And it worked. I've been asking for that for so long, but of course I have no contacts with the team, and I'm not the owner, so, so be it. Let's see. I hope this turns things around. Celtics been playing better lately than what the way they started off. They're still in 10th place, but that East is they could win 1 or 2 games and be all the way up to like 5th or 4th in the East. It's all jammed up there, but they've been playing better, so that's good. There's hopes. The Sabres, the Buffalo Sabres. Well, they're playing at the way I expected they were going to play this year. I had no aspirations of them being a playoff team at all. And and they're playing. There's still hope. They get excited. Like this weekend, they took 3 out of 4 points. But before that, they lost like 5 in a row. So that's the Buffalo Sabres this year that I expected. I do have. I'm a little bit excited, and I try to keep that in tone about the future because I'm following the prospects that they have in college, the prospects that they have in the American Hockey League, and those guys are doing really, really well. And I'm hoping that's the future. Some of the young guys that are on the team in the NHL this year are coming along very good. Dylan Cousins, Tage Thompson, those guys, Rasmus Asplund, those young kids are learning the game and playing very well. So the future looks bright. The Detroit Tigers, they made a couple moves already here in the free agency, and they hired a pitcher. I always forget what his name is. Never mind. Eduardo something. I don't know. That memory at 70 something years old after the coma just isn't what it used to be. And Alex Correa, the shortstop from Houston, had his meeting with the Tigers and met with AJ Hinch. So the Tigers made it well known that they were going to be in the hunt for a quality shortstop this free agency. We'll see how that works out. Hinch and Correa have a background from when Hinch was the manager at Houston, so maybe that'll lean towards our favor. But whoever gets him is going to pay a lot of money. Unfortunately, on December 1st, the CBA and the baseball is going to expire, and we don't know what's going to do. What's going to happen. A couple of years ago, I was up in Vegas playing in an APBA baseball tournament, and on the second day of the tournament in the morning, Bill Madlock came over and met with us and sat for about an hour, a little over an hour, answering our questions and everything. At that time, he says, really, guys, I'm going to tell you now, this is my personal feelings. Enjoy your baseball this year and next. He says, because the following year, when the CBA's up, he says, there's not going to be no baseball. He says, I think they're going to lock them out, walk out, and it's going to kill the season. I hope not, because the last time this happened, that really knocked baseball down, and a lot of fans didn't like that. Christmas plans? Yeah, I'm already starting to make Christmas plans. I already started doing my shopping, but I do it online to stay safe, and I made a little bit of progress over these last few days, and now I got to wait and hope that things come in and keep my fingers crossed because, heck, in today there's a lot of things that shipments are being delayed because of the container issues, I'll call it. Everybody, if you watch the news, you know what that is. The containers are just hard to get them, and they're having troubles. Anyway, on Christmas, we plan to have our normal Christmas morning here with my daughter, son-in-law, and kids, and a real close friend of the family. And then we're going to be going down to Temecula to my son's house. He invited us down on Thanksgiving, but I was a little bit uncomfortable going down there on Thanksgiving for a couple different reasons. But my daughter-in-law, she's made some changes to who's going to be there on Christmas. I feel better about that. And if I feel uncomfortable when I get down there, I'll wear a mask. Simple as that, And but I would like to see their new home. I want to come down and return the favor because last year when COVID was in full blast, my son, daughter-in-law, and the kids took a lot of time out of their Christmas day to drive up here, which is an hour and a half, and visit in the driveway. We exchanged presents in the driveway and visit. Then they went over to my daughter's house in Apple Valley and visited over there. So this would be real nice for us to do that for them. Other than that, everything's going all right. I'm still not driving. I'm okay with it so far. Uber works real well. So I'm going to wrap this one up for today and this month. And thank you for watching again. Take care of yourselves out there. Be kind to each other and stay safe.